Welcome everybody to practice 3 for the 2026 Formula 1 Monaco Grand Prix. We've got the final practice session of the weekend. I was just saying before, it feels weird having a normal weekend and not a sprint weekend after so much break, after so many sprints. It makes me realize how much I love sprint weekends, having those extra sessions to watch. Don't get me wrong, I like practice, especially around Monaco, but yeah, having an extra quali, having an extra sprint race just feels so much better. Anyways, welcome into the stream. If you're new here, this is how it works. You got my face here, you got the live timings here, you got the session timer down the bottom left, and you got a lovely Twitch chat that you can type in. So if you're watching right now on YouTube, come join us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Ponden. We are live every Grand Prix weekend, every session for every Grand Prix. We'll be live later on today for the best session of the year, in my opinion, qualifying in Monaco. I can't fucking wait. Guys, get your channel point predictions in. Who will finish first in practice 3? I think the Fry boys look good. I think Max looks good. But yeah, let's get on into it. Session's about to begin now. Rabooby. Board saying us the follows. So, does anyone know, is Lando taking a grid pen, or will we find out after the session? Sure, they know if he's had to put a new power unit in or not. Oh, I haven't drunk water in so long. That is good. That is good shit right there. Styly, what is up, dude? What is up? What is up? Oh, Russell, what was I up to? Those cars have been hybrid since 2014. Part-time driver, full-time babysitter. Honestly, I thought he was in the 80s. Off topic, but you know, KO is $50 a month. We were literally talking about that yesterday, but I was saying you should be thankful that it's only $50 a month, because I have to pay like 60. I would have to pay $60 a month, $60+ a month for KO. Sorry, for Now TV in UK, and it's capped out like 480p. Wait, Kim is here? No way, she better pop up on cam. Wait, is Kim Kardashian in the paddock? Is she gonna pop up on the broadcast, or is there a photo of her? This is huge. This is huge for the unemployed. This is huge for the unemployed. She was on Sky? No way, no way. This is huge for the unemployed. This is going to break the net. One of the biggest sports stars in the world, the GOAT of Formula 1, with one of the biggest personalities in the world. This is massive. I know it sounds dumb, right? I know it sounds dumb, but I know some people are going to be like, who gives a fuck about Kim K? I love to cover everything and talk about everything in Formula 1, right? And I love the sport. I want the sport to be as big as possible. Not just as an F1 fan, obviously as an F1 creator as well. And the presence of Kim Kardashian in the paddock is going to be massive. From a media standpoint, from a brand standpoint, from a fan standpoint. Like, yeah. If Lewis wins this weekend and Kim K's there, holy shit. Or maybe he's cursed. Yeah, actually, maybe he's cursed. Don't know why I didn't see her. I don't know why she's on the F1 TV broadcast. Anyone got a clip? If you got a clip, link me. What's up? How's your day? I'm doing good, dude. I'm a bit under the weather at the moment. I've had like a huge last like 9 days, or actually last 2 weeks. It's been fucking insane. But I'm excited for qualifying later today. Can you tell all the positions of practice too? Oh, I can't remember now. Sorry, sir. Look how beautiful Monaco is. Why does the hotel look so dead? Or whatever. Yeah, what the fuck? That hotel there on the hairpin corner looks so quiet. Lewis is gonna get lost in the Kardashian house. The back rooms, okay. Taylor Swift would be a big deal. Maybe the Kim K curse and the Fry curse will cancel each other out. True. Quarantine? What's up, Marcel? Wait, what do you mean quarantine? You're saying I should quarantine? The commentators are taking, talk about it, Lamau. That is big. I know it's big for the sport. Exopass, what is up, dude? Perez? What is up with the Perez fans? No, I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean there's a lot of Perez fans. In chat. The hotel all have COVID 2.0. Oh. Yeah, they're all isolating. It does feel weird. Like there was no one outside, and then I don't know, just a couple people in the fucking building. This Aston looks so bumhole. Holy crap! Just look at the way it drives around. No, stay on board. I wanted to see what happens with the gear shifting through the hairpin for the Aston. Stroll reckons every single time they go through the hairpin, they lose gear sync. Sick. I just Kim Kardashian on Twitter. All the posts are from 1 minute ago saying Kim and Paddock. Fuck, they mentioned Kim K. Get her out fast, please. First time I knew Kim K was from the leaked tape. Okay. I actually think the first time I like became culturally aware of Kim K was the whole coffee shoot that she did. Was it a coffee shoot? She's there. Here she is. Here she is. Have we got a video or is it just a photo? Here it is. Here it is. Kim K in the paddock. Crazy, man. Crazy stuff. When she pops up going, when Lewis gets pole later, I can't wait. I can't wait for it. It's going to be generational. Actually, like, I want Lewis to get pole so bad this weekend, man. Like, not only because I predicted it, I want to be right, but like, Lewis getting pole, his first pole for Ferrari in Monaco. And like I said, I was like, if Kim K's there as well, my broadcast just died, by the way. You guys go, oh, my shit just died. One sec, my whole shit just died. One sec. I have no broadcast right now. I'm so groovy. Whoa, Jolien loud in my ears. Dude, I wanted Lewis to win so bad this weekend. But that's the thing. Like, I'm an F1 fan at the end of the day. Like, obviously, I want Max to win. I want Liam to do well. Like, they're my two favorite drivers. Oh, Bottas, maybe similar issue to what Perez had yesterday. Oh, wow. Maybe he's got the same issue as Perez. That's crazy. Yeah, obviously I'm a Max and Liam fan, but I love this. I love F1 as a whole, and I think the story of Lewis winning in Monaco, like Monaco is the, the crown jewel of Formula One. For him to win that as the first race for Ferrari would be so good, man. And it would be even better to do it at his teammate's home track. Nincompoop, theme of the wallet. Oh, that's bad from Bottas. I know he's obviously got an issue, but like, get off the line, brother. If Lewis gets pole, Kim will get the pole. Okay. What issues does Perez have? So yesterday his brake caught on fire and it just fell to bits. And now it looks like Bottas has a similar issue. Maybe not as much fire. Oh, that's Perez we're looking at now. Apparently McLaren broke curfew last night to repair Leonard's car. All changes within allocation, so no pen. Damn. Yeah, you want to make sure you don't have a pen here for sure. I hope Charles gets pole just so that I don't have to see Kim K. Okay. Is Kim K going to use the race finish flag? Oh, I wonder. Nah, I think because she's maybe like, what's the word? Connected to someone, maybe not. I'm so groovy. Samantha. Whoa, what is happening there? Why is everyone going off? Are we good, guys? Are we good? I'm so groovy. Woo! Strong. Do you see the Porsche Cup crash at the tunnel yesterday? I didn't. Link it in the Discord. I'll have a look. Perez catching on fire now. That's the third time a Cadillac's brakes catching on fire. Bro, their car is made out of plastic. Are they even going to be able to run this weekend if that's the case? How would that even happen? Someone who's got car knowledge. How would that even happen? Oscar PS3. Foul Fuel and Myox. Thing as the follows. How you supposed to do a fast lap in this dog shit track? What do you even mean, bruh? Lewis with the bedazzled helmet. So sick. GM build quality. Have McLaren got a penalty? No, they haven't. It's not even a braking circuit. Is that a braking circuit? I mean, yeah, it's not like heavy braking, but there's a lot of braking. A European swallow. There's the fellow. I'm still groovy. Sorry, it's stuck in my head again, guys. Lewis, 710 sub. Woo! The cars definitely aren't as nimble through the chicane as normal. Not gonna lie, the bronze on the Aston isn't really as noticeable as I thought. Did we have any session before practice today? Was F3 on? Yeah, F3 was on, wasn't it? Apparently the track's not really right. No. Got much rubber placed down, excuse me. I'm so great. I think it's gonna be another day of yawning, guys. Apologies. I'm so groovy. Oh. Bad day for road in F3. Wait, what happened? What time do you think pole will be? Maybe like a 1:11. Why do you think McLaren having so many technical problems this season compared to Mercedes? I think it can be a little bit of luck, but also maybe they're just not optimizing the package of what Merc have given them. Excuse me. Out of the 4 big teams, who would you say is most likely to be knocked out in Q2 or Q1? Are the big 4? McLaren, they don't look good this weekend. I think it's between. I honestly don't see the Mercs or McLaren's out qualifying Max or the Ferraris. But then again, I don't know. We'll have to see what Max's lap times look like because yesterday's car was good. I have a feeling his car is just going to be shit today. I'm so groovy. Sorry, wait, did I hear that correctly? They don't run cooling on the brakes in Monaco? Okay, they're changing the brake ducts to have more cooling. Just cut that made out of like paper or something, apparently. Sup, La Janice, do you play F1 Fantasy? I do. Exclamation mark F1 Fantasy in chat. Probably not as much because lower speed and higher need for more downforce. There's too many heavy braking zones and not enough straights to cool them down, I think. Ah, makes sense. Max always thinks the car's shit. He's gone like Lewis, Lamel, 5/10 ahead. My brakes don't work. Message comes in. Sup, Keko? Max Lewis's car was shit yesterday as well, to be fair. Yeah, true, but his time was really decent. Who's out? His livery design. He needs to be fired. Well, they just chucked yellow on the car for this special. What was it again? There was something. There was a reason for it. I forgot what it was for. Scoot and Jamiro. Thank you guys for the followers. Sky said Have the feature on Lawson the quality build up. They have a feature of Lawson on quality build up. Right, okay. I'm so groovy. Who's the best driver out of Senna, Schumacher, Verstappen, or Hamilton? It depends on what you're asking me. Best driver, like skill? Or are we talking who's the GOAT? Because I think they're two different questions. I'm so groovy. You're hungover. I'm not hungover. I'm just tired. It's been a big couple of weeks. I need to get a good night's sleep. I'm not getting good night's sleep. I need to get a good night's sleep tonight. I'd rock onto that list. True. Okay, Russell, calm down, please, man. Don't ruin our hope. Don't ruin our hopes. Don't ruin our hopes, please. I'm so groovy. Where's Lewis gonna go though? Who's the best driver out of Senna, Schumacher, Verstappen, Hamilton? So GOAT and skills. So my answer is always it's the opposite. So I think the GOAT of Formula One is, I think Schumacher's the GOAT. I think Lewis is P2. I think Senna's P3. I think Max is P4. If Max stayed in the sport, if Max stays in the sport for longer, I think he could overtake Senna in terms of the GOAT debate. Because unfortunately, obviously, Senna's career was cut short. But for me, GOAT is everything. GOAT is skill. GOAT is achievement. GOAT is what they've done for the sport in and out of it. And I think Schumacher for me is like the pinnacle of that. And Lewis is very close second. And then Senna and then Max. But if you're talking skill, I think driver talent. I personally, you can call me a Max fan, Max bias, whatever you want. I think Max is the GOAT. I think Max is the best skilled driver F1 has seen. Obviously, Senna P2. But the only reason I say that is because I don't think it's fair to take away what Max has achieved skill-wise, the consistency, the level he's driven at for years now, just because Senna passed away. Obviously, yes, if Senna hadn't have passed away and was still in the sport, I think he would be the most talented driver of all time. But why should we, you know, hold Max back or hold Alonso back or hold any driver back because of Senna's potential? You know what I mean? It's just, at the end of the day, Senna's career was cut short and we never really got to see his full potential. So for me, Max is P1, Senna's P2. And then I'd probably go Schumacher Lewis in terms of skill. But I don't know. And then again, I didn't watch Schumacher. I didn't watch Senna. So it's just like, you know what I mean? What the fuck do I know? What does anyone know? But that's just my take. I think, yeah. And again, I'm not dissing Senna. I think Senna's absolutely amazing. You know, and again, he's one of the GOATs of the sport. But I just hate when people just completely like, no, Lewis, no, you can't. How dare you compare Lewis? How dare you compare Max to Senna? It's like, bro. Max is clever Schumacher of talent, but Schumacher is the GOAT. I agree. I don't know. Schumacher was a real driver's driver to me as well, but for me, what I think gives Schumacher the edge is he has that like Michael Jordan mentality of like, I will not lose. I'll do anything to win. And some people's brains just can't compute that. Like some people's brains can't compute like, this is a competition. You know what I mean? Like when you hear those stories from Nico Rosberg of like Schumacher would sit in the toilet till 5 minutes before qualifying so I couldn't go wee. Or like, what was the other one? Was it Rosberg again? He was like, in the engineer rooms, he would never refer to me as Nico. He would always refer to me as like the guy or him or he or whatever. And like Schumacher would do every little thing to get an edge over his opponents. And like, I love that about Schumacher. I'm so groovy. Adler Low King. What is up, dude? Why does everyone leave out Prost? I think Prost and Alonso are those two drivers who are just like on the edge of being in that top 4. Depends what you think GOAT means. I would say this is what they achieved in the time and they've been there. So personally, I think Lewis would be the GOAT. Yeah, that's fair. I think you think Lewis lacks aggression. I think, and again, this kind of comes back to what I was saying about Senna. And this is nothing against Lewis. Again, like just like I said with Senna, this is not a diss towards Lewis. It's just my opinion of how I gauge this question. Is Lewis obviously came into the sport 2007, 2008, amazing, right? And then he kind of like was a bit quiet for a couple years just because of the car he was in. And then from 2014 through to 2021, he was at the best team in the sport. And then the second the regs changed, the second he moved teams with Ferrari as well, it kind of all fell to bits. And again, that's not me taking away what Lewis has achieved. That's not saying his 7 world championships are fraud or anything like that. Like, what he's achieved is achieved. But at the end of the day, it will always be that, was he just in the best car against a shit teammate? But obviously, you've got that 2007, 2008 against Alonso, against, Rosberg in 2016, 14, 15, that you can kind of be like, okay, it wasn't just the best car. Whereas for me, and again, I'm a Max fan, so take it as you will, but like for me, when I look at Max, it's like, he did it. I mean, to be fair, his teammates haven't been amazing either, but he went toe-to-toe with Lewis. And he was always putting that car the max position it could be. Quality's gonna be crazy. I'd say top 7 are all in the fight. Yeah, I mean now Merc are in this fight. Merc, piss off, please. Schumacher. If Schumacher would be this area, he would top Max on everything he does, drive longer in the sim, etc. Even if he is second, yeah. Yeah, but the new gen are so selfish because no losers or liar mentality. Everyone is a winner. Put them all in the same car. Stroll still rearranges the Armcos. Vettel actually. Vettel and Prost are probably those two who just sit outside the GOAT debate. The problem with Vettel though is his fall off was crazy, man. That Ferrari fall off was ridiculous. Not to mention, like, was it 2017? Yeah, 2017. Like, he probably could have won the championship if Ferrari had done better. But honestly, I feel like he kind of made the 2018 championship go not his way, if I'm being honest. And then getting dicked down by Leclerc for multiple years because of who's a rookie. Like, I don't know. That just really ruined Vettel's image in that sense. And like, yeah. I think if Lewis secures even a Constructors' Championship with Ferrari before he ends his time in the sport, I think that could secure him over Schumacher. But again, for me, it is just kind of that, like... I don't know. It's hard for me to not look at those last 4 years of Lewis and just be like, okay, well... maybe it was just the regs he was good at. But again, 2007, 2008, like, I don't know. It's a hard one. MNU, what does that do? 2018, he choked Vettel fall off was sad, man. Yeah, I can imagine as a fellow German. I'm so groovy. Merrick's quicker than they were in FP2 already. Interesting. Yeah, they're looking way better now. What do you think the driver ratings left on 26? I think they were good until we got down to like Ocon. If you could remove one thing from Formula 1, what would you remove? I feel like I need some suggestions. My brain can't even think of anything. What would I remove? Pirelli? Can that be the answer? I think most things I'd want to change about F1 is just Most things I want change about F1 is adding things or changing things rather than removing. Battery. I don't think batteries should be removed. I think they just need to be optimized better. Get rid of Drive to Survive fans. I'll peace out, bro. See ya. No Ponden streams if that's the case. I remove all rules. Let drivers do whatever they please. World champion, do you think... Which world champion do you think had the hardest teammates? I mean, Senna and Prost that she went against each other. I mean, Lewis having to beat Alonso. And Rosberg. I don't know. Get rid of the Halo? Hell no. The Halo saves so many lives. I actually think the Halo looks better. I'm not going to lie. I look at a car about a Halo now. It looks chopped. You to remove greed from Formula 1? Yeah, that's a good answer, actually. The greed of Formula 1 as a company. And the changes they've done for greed. I think pit stop speed should be normalized on yellow flags. Yellow flag because of a crash. Remove driver instructions, like telling a driver to switch places. Yeah, but I like that about F1. Like you know, the team's having to deal with number 1, number 2 drivers, 2 number 1 drivers. I think Kimi George will never have proper aura. I don't know. I think Kimi has the potential to have aura because he's that young prodigy and he's going to build up that fan base and he's going to build up that. But this is in no way me saying this is anything like Papaya rules because and the McLaren bullshit last year. Do not get it twisted. I think what McLaren did last year was so fucking boring, so PR, pissed me off. But my point is, I think Mercedes nowhere near that point, but just the way they baby Kimi and the way they treat their drivers just a little bit reminds me of that. Again, nowhere near the same level, but yeah, like I like Kimi. The thing is, I love Kimi. I think he's a fantastic driver. I think he's a great kid, great dude. I mean, he is literally a kid. He's a great dude. It's just, I think he's overrated. And again, that's not me saying he's bad. Overrated and bad are different things. I just think he's very, very, extremely overrated and extremely babied. That, like, when he crashes, it should be like a... If he crashes, it should be like a... Oh my god! Like, he's thrown away 18 points in the champion... 25 points in the championship or whatever the fuck. But instead it's... Aw, Kimi! Aw, you'll get him next time, buddy. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. And it's like... That's just boring to me. That's just boring. And, like, you could say I'm harsh. Maybe you could say I don't have, like, a soul. But, like, I don't know. I like pressure. I like when everything's on the line. And when a driver's babied or is protected, it means nothing. People don't like how cutthroat F1 is. But I'll ask you this, right? I'll ask you this. And, like, don't get me wrong, I'm a Liam fan, and I'm very glad Liam's gotten a few chances. But let's be real, like, people are like, oh, Nick De Vries, he got cut. Oh, Kvyat, he got cut. Oh, Jack Doohan, he got cut. Let's be real, would have they done anything in the sport anyway? I don't know. I mean, that's probably why I like Red Bull, but it's just like, your poo next. Whoa, Liam was crushed. Like, that's what I love about Red Bull. Like, you know, obviously I'm not saying Red Bull don't have problems, but I personally love the cutthroat of just like, I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong, Red Bull made terrible decisions with their second driver seat at Red Bull Racing. But like, look at where VCarb are now. They've got Isaac Hedger, who's doing amazing. They got Arvid Lindblad, who looks like an amazing talent. And, I mean, Liam's so fucking unlucky, but I think Liam's a very solid driver, as you know. I think they got 3 solid drivers. And I think the problem with Red Bull was they were trying to find the next Max for too long. They were too busy trying to find the next Max when they already had a Max Verstappen. And that's something I'll always give Mercedes props about, is like, they put Russell and Williams. They let him develop for 3 years. You know what I mean? They promoted him at the right time. Whoa! Russell was in the wall. And now with Kimi. Well, Kimi, they actually rushed Kimi. But again, you know, he put him in the team, giving him time, no pressure. And it's like, I always respect that about Merc over Red Bull, but I don't care what anyone says, but Mansell was a better rival descender than Schumacher. 100% right. I mean, there are other drivers who spend their whole life to try to get into the scene. I have a hot take of saying Ricciardo is overrated. I think it depends. Yeah, you can say Ricciardo's overrated for sure. I wouldn't disagree. I think for me, people just like Ricciardo and they miss Ricciardo. And I think he's one of those drivers where, you know, he's like a Hulkenberg. He's like a Bottas. He's like a, you know, those type of guys who are good enough to be in F1, but they're not good enough to be at the front of the grid. Or at least at the end of Daniel's life, Daniel's career, I should say. But everyone would prefer Daniel in the sport over all those names I said. And I don't think there's anything wrong with people being a fan of that driver. But for me, it's when people start like saying like, oh, Daniel deserved the Red Bull Racing seat. It's like, did he, or did you just want him there? Because I wanted Daniel at the Red Bull seat, but the 5 ETH. Thank you so much for the 7-month resub of Prime. Sorry I missed that. I was yapping. Appreciate you coming with the Prime, dude. Really do appreciate it. Also, Juliet France. Don't even follow. Sorry, scrolling back. What I missed in chat. I meant their battle. Kimmy and George have aura, but not their rivalry. Oh, right. Well, maybe we'll develop. That's why I'm kind of like, I want these two to stop being fucking babied, specifically Kimmy, so then we can see a proper rivalry. Let them fucking be pissed at each other. Why do people complain about the Monaco track being short? 3 kilometers ain't short. Most race tracks around the world are shorter than that. People complain about it being short. I don't think people complain about it being too narrow. They should add double file at safety car restarts like a GT3. Double file at Monaco would be banging. I don't care what anyone says, but we read that. I don't like how everyone babies Kimmy and then they don't do the same to Arvid. I mean, oh, dude. I mean, as a Liam fan, it pisses me off. It's like one little mistake for this driver and it's like, oh, and then one little mistake for another driver and it's like, what the fuck? It's like, I don't know, you gotta be consistent. It's because he's so young. I think that's fair to be kind. Does age really matter in that context? I mean, I guess it depends on the person, but like, don't be wrong. Like, if you're 18, in this case, Kimmy, yes, you're less experienced. You know how to handle things. You don't know how to handle things as well. But at the same time, like 18, 25, 30, 35, you're still a human. You're still a sports athlete getting paid millions of dollars to compete at the highest level. I don't think it matters if you're 18 or 25 or 30. Like, I think, you know what I mean? Like, I personally think in a workplace, yes, if you're less experienced, you know, you should be allowed to ask questions. You should be allowed to be that inexperienced person who comes into a workplace and be like, hey, like, oh, I don't know this. Could you help me? You know what I mean? And ask those questions. But I think when it comes to a sport, I'd be pretty pissed off if I was in a football team and we're all getting, you know, we're all on pay, we're all doing the same training, we're all on the same team, all the same coaches, and the coaches are babying the 18-year-olds and then being harsher on the older guys. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. I think everyone should be treated the same. But I don't know. Please, Mercedes, slow down. We need Ferrari back up the top. You do realize Kimi is a literal kid. He's 19 years old, bro. He's 19 years old. It's kind of like when Oscar makes a mistake, Aaron consolidates him compared to Norris, who always getting backlash. Mercs race more against each other than whatever prior trash rules were last year, yeah. I don't care what anyone's read that. Nick DeVries was fair. Kvyat 2. Lawson dropped in the second race was complete bullshit. And Red Bull is the GOAT team. Yeah, I agree. I mean, the fact Liam had to wait 3 years just to get then rushed into F1 and then dropped before he even had a chance. It's like, bro. I understand when his first year, I think, coming to a top team as a rookie, he's definitely needed some extra support. But he's in a championship fight now and people act like he's 12, yeah. 100% right. I mean, there are other drivers that spend their whole life trying to get into the seat. When you're watching Formula 1, do you think they should focus mostly on the people P1 to P5? I think P1 to the top 5 should be the main focus, yeah, but I think the sports as a whole, you know, they should cut back when they can. Red Bull spent too long jumping from lily pad to lily pad when they should have just learned to swim. Reference. Ricciardo's driving was overrated. He brought a certain but he brought a certain vibe to the grid. Yeah, aside from his vibes, he was mid at best. I don't think Ricciardo was mid at best. I think Ricciardo was a solid driver at Red Bull. He just lost his touch. You know what I mean? And again, I would say he's a mid driver now. But he wasn't a mid driver at Red Bull. I mean, he beat Vettel in his first year at Red Bull. Obviously, we know how fucking amazing of a talent Max is, and he was, you know, beating / matching Max. Renault, honestly, Renault Ricciardo era was fucking elite. It's just a shame that he stunk up the gaff at McLaren and then never really found his form after he broke his wrist. What does Newey even do? Newey is the aerodynamicist, or engineer, what do you want to call it? He makes the air of a car, and he is the GOAT of Formula 1. He has 14, I think it's 14 championships under his belt. So that's what he does. He's the winningest, I believe he's the winningest, he is the winningest, most winningest employee or person in Formula 1. I'm fairly sure. Or is it like another like random staff member who does like electrics for a car? Who is the winningest F1 team member? I think it's going to be Newey, right? What would I even search up? Staff member? The winningest staff member in Formula 1 history is legendary aerodynamicist and car designer Adrian Newey. Newey has won 14 drivers and 12 constructors championships across Williams, McLaren, and Red Bull. Adrian, 26 championships. Next in line is Sir Ron Dennis of 17 championships. Then it goes Toto Wolff with 15. Then it goes Gene Todt with 14. Then it goes Christian Horner and Rory Bryan with 13. And then it goes Aldo Costa with 12. There you go. Timing's paused. Thank you. What's up, RVK? Mate Jar, thank you for the follow. Denny's career was full of what ifs. I think a lot of F1 careers are full of what ifs. Warm take. Russell was more baby than Kimi. I disagree. I have a question. What the fuck does Newey? I read that. At the end of the day, he's still an F1 driver. He's almost 20. He'll be fine. But Formula 1 isn't a kind of sport. It's either you're in or you're out. If you're taking a 1 out of 22 seat, you should be capable regardless of the age. Yeah, there's plenty of other teams in F1 and feeder series to go to if you're not ready. I don't know if it's true, but I heard a rumor Daniel's coming back. Daniel said he's never coming back. Still remember when 18-year-old Kim is getting death threats for a small mistake in Qatar. I mean, yeah, that's there's a difference between being babied and being abused. You know what I mean? Like, that's of course not okay. I mean, bro, just look at it. We can't call Kimmy world class yet because this year it's mostly the car. Because last year Kimmy was trash. I wouldn't say Kimmy was trash last year, but he was, again, very underwhelming for how much where is rated. We need to ban the recycle emoji. No, it's actually good because then it knows I've already looked. I know I've already looked it up. Sorry. I was too scrolled up in chat. Couldn't see the timings message. Sorry. Where can I watch the racing quality and training? You can watch training wherever you normally watch F1. Sky Sports of the UK. Let's go, Eli. Thoughts on Mad Drink? I love driving in the F1 game. It actually looks so fun. Ali Bop. Eli Bop. Leave the wallet. I agree. Like, sometimes I forget Arvid is younger than Kimmy with how much he's babied. I like how cutthroat it is, but what Red Bull did to Liam was diabolical. Almost compared to Saka with your explanation, but Saka is worse in terms of overhyping by fans. Liam is a good dude. Him being so aggressive trying to prove himself made him hate it. It's not really his fault. Yeah, I agree. There are a lot of drivers who are babied by the fan base, to be fair. The convo I've seen lately is Leclerc. Well, there's the fan base and then there's the team. I think the team and fans really baby Kimmy, personally. I mean, yeah, it goes both ways, SimDollar. Sometimes people's achievements in F1 are downplayed because of their car, and sometimes people's achievements are overplayed because of the potential of what they would have done with a different car. But I mean, like, you can take this as me shitting on Lando if you want. But, like, Lando's a prime example of, for years, if I had the fastest car, I would be there. If I had the fastest car, I would beat Lewis. If I had the fastest car, I'd be fighting Max. Gets the fastest car, throws half the season against Piastri, bottles multiple races, won the championship, obviously, but I don't think did it in a convincing enough fashion for me to be like, damn, like, you lived up to the level. And again, I still think Lando's a great driver. Absolutely. And he can obviously now win another championship and have another dominant season, but like, I don't know, you compare Lando's season last season to Max's championships or Lewis's championships or Schumacher's championships, and it's like a championship's a championship. I'm not one of those weirdos who say Lando's a fake champ. Lando didn't deserve it. Shut up, he won the championship. He fucking deserves it, you idiot. But I'm not going to sit here and act like Lando's championship is on the same level as a Max or a Lewis or a Schumacher's championship. And which is funny because people will say, oh, Max is only good because of the car, or Schumacher's only good because of the car. But, like, if you, I don't know, to me, if you compare Lando's championship last year to Max or Lewis's championships, they're so different. Like, Lewis and Max had the fastest car and they dominated. Lando had the fastest car and barely won. And again, he still won. There's something taken away from him. It's just like, again, I don't want people to misinterpret what I'm trying to say here. Max and Lewis are both on different level. Can't compare. They weren't fighting anyone. Schumacher hit Hill on purpose to win one. Wait, her name's Francesca? Their name was Kika. Fair enough. Yoy Lobs over the volley. People think being consistent is the easiest part of the sport. Kimmy's first season for most drivers would have been in F2 or in a back marker with all the ups and downs. He had to gain maturity in a Merc. No, 100%. That's what I mean. I completely agree with what Merc did. Putting Kimmy in that car almost cost them the constructors, but it worked out in the end. So well done, Toto. And now he's developed enough to where he can now be a good driver in this championship. Well done. But let's not pretend that last season wasn't a bad season from Kimmy, you know what I mean? Hey, man, after Miami, 2024 Red Bull wasn't the fastest, but Max stayed consistent and won. Top 3 predictions for qualifying. I mean, Merck's come in the mix now, and it's kind of pissing me off, but I was going to say Lewis, Leclerc, Max. Well, that's what I said before practice started. Lando's one of those one-year champs like Hill and Villeneuve. No, I think Lando will win another championship. I mean, it depends on how the sport plays out, to be honest. I heard Liam gave his girlfriend the flick. Yeah, they've unfollowed each other on Insta. They've deleted photos of each other. It looks like they're not together anymore. It's not confirmed though, but she's in Monaco this weekend, but it doesn't look like it's with him. Max P5. Lewis camera broke. Lewis up to P2. Fuck me. There's no way Merc have turned it around again. I can't be arsed, bro. Are you Liam's new girlfriend? Yep. It's game Merc will battle and crash each other to other flag. Oh. Is that a Haas? Bearman. Whoa. Oh, that's actually a pretty decent shunt. Nice rear wing, bro. Bro wanted the IndyCar setup. Well, 15 minutes to go. What's happened here? I have a feeling he's hit someone here. I have a feeling he was avoiding someone and hits and gone into the barrier. This seems like a weird spot to crash otherwise. What did Merc do overnight? Merc are gonna crash into each other. True. Wait, yeah, good point. Could this get repaired in time for quali? I mean, quali's 2.5 hours away. Should be fine. It's not like a huge shunt. I told you it's gonna be with someone. It's gonna be with someone. Oh, no. It was on his own. Weird. Was there like some oil on track or something? Was there like some oil? Oh, we've got no onboard cam? Why is there so much dust? Oh, there's some poor man, dude. Same. Like, I predicted it. I won it because I predicted it before the weekend started, but also because Lewis and Monaco, the hype. Is Monaco badge available? Yeah, no, I didn't have time. I'm sorry. Fantasy team might have to be changed. I don't know what to do now, man. Does Merc come back? I knew even if they banned the Merc engines, it'd still be fast. Do I go on my engine run again? No. Deep rest, Blake. Deep rest. The engine wasn't banned. The procedure for checking the engine changed. The engine still exists. I get you. Lando did struggle compared to the other guy who had the fastest car, but we've got to acknowledge that the teammate Lando has championship material. I mean, Piastri's championship material, but I think now we've seen he's not at that championship level yet. I can't agree. Lando didn't dominate the 25 season, but he was consistent throughout the season, which got him the championship. I don't think he was consistent throughout the season. I mean, he was consistent in the sense of finishing top 3 in a top 2 car, but I don't think he was consistent. What would all these drivers have shown if they had tuned the car to the best of their driving style? I think many weren't even given a serious chance nor the help to do so. I mean, my answer to that would be you have to adapt. Fuck. The car bottomed out. It's a crash like that where I'm like, is it the driver's fault? Is it just unlucky? Is it the car's fault? I don't know. My answer to that would be like, just adapt, bro. Like, don't be wrong. There's definitely situations where I'm like, okay, like take the Red Bull second seat, like Perez, Liam, Yuki, Hadja, Gasly, like they all, Albon, they weren't really given a great opportunity in the sense of like they had to drive Max's car, which is a very pointy car that Max loves to drive. It's super hard to drive. But my logic is always Max can drive that car, but he could drive it other people's cars. Other people can drive Max's car. Someone I would really love to like, I don't know. Someone I would really love. I think Ferrari, both the Leclerc Lewis and the Leclerc Sainz lineup, they're probably the two guys. They're that team, that dynamic in the last like 6 years. I would really love if they were the same team but two separate cars. Does that make sense? I feel like there's a potential that if Ferrari had a full focus on Leclerc, said fuck off Sainz, fuck off Lewis, we're fully listening to Leclerc, we're building a car around Leclerc, it could be a championship winning car. But there's also the argument that if they had a fully focused the car around Leclerc and didn't listen to Lewis and Sainz, that they would have gone backwards. And they actually got saved by listening to Lewis and Sainz. It's so hard to tell. It's so hard to tell if Sainz and Lewis impeded the development of Ferrari or helped it. Because there's so many scenarios where they like started to focus on Lewis and Sainz, and then Leclerc got worse, but Lewis and Sainz got better. But then there's so many times where the car was fully focused on Leclerc and it was like pole. I mean, obviously it wasn't converting it to race wins, but that was because there was a more dominant car on the grid. I don't know. I want to see Max at Merc though. Growing up, do you ever want to be an F1 driver? Nope. I only got into F1 in 8 years ago. Would it be better to set up all the Rebel Junior cars like Max to see who could drive the car when they get promoted? Or just the build V-carb like that, yeah, but then, yeah. So I mean, it's a tough one. You build the car around Max at V-carb, then the V-carb becomes hard to drive. You know what I mean? Will there be more driving in FP3? Yeah, they're about to come out. If you were to build an F1 car, which engine would you use? V6, V8, V12? Probably V8. I mean, I'm not really good when it comes to like the insides of cars, but like V8 sounds good. V8 seems reasonable. Why do you think Lando was not consistent in 2025? Because he made a mistake in almost every competitive session. And yeah, I think didn't maximize his season. I don't know, like obviously he was up against Max and Oscar, but I don't know. I think the Lando we saw at the end of the season is the Lando I knew. Didn't see that for the first like 70% of the season. What the fuck are Merc doing at the top in Monaco? They're supposed to be bad. I know, right? Mitch, what's up? I feel like Leclerc takes what he's given, though. We may not know what happens behind the scenes, but the miscommunication they have on the radio is crazy. Yeah, that's true. I think Leclerc needs to get his cock out at some point and just be like, "This is how I'm running it. If you don't listen to me, I'm leaving." But then again, we don't know because I feel like sometimes Leclerc maybe isn't the best person to listen to. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Charles, you are worth the jet lag. Okay. Baby, baby, you gone. Here's my baby, baby. You'll be alright. What about the Leclerc extended? Yeah. Is it Leclerc's fault his pole to win ratio is abysmal? No. See, some people look at that as like, Leclerc didn't win with a car that he put on pole. I think it's the opposite. I think it's he was putting cars on pole that shouldn't have been on pole. Also should come to Red Bull if Max leaves. That could be a lead. McLaren was kind of a shit show. Max even said they were keeping him in the championship. Oh yeah. Alright, session resumes in 1 minute. We're coming out. You get a couple runs. Oh! Oh, my eyeball. Shout out the eyeball. Crofty Morty at the TV direction showing fans. Isn't there a practice session? What's he waffling about, bruh? What's he crying about? He's my baby, baby. You'll be alright. Oh, sorry, I didn't change the screen. I was believe Kimi has a shot at pole and I'm raging. Yeah, I'm pissed now. I was so hyped for something different. So what happened? Maybe this is just for the story, you know, like, fuck, Merck's back in it. Alan's on board and all these crashed with a little scary and was crashing in the back of Russell because he didn't have time to be told about the yellows. God, Monaco is just beautiful. Looks like a beautiful day in Monaco. Baby, baby. How long to qualifying? 2.5 hours after practice ends. Shouldn't the clock be stopped at 15 minutes? No. In practice session, time doesn't stop. Did you see the clutch? Did you see clutch is set in Monaco? Wait, the whole map? That is sick. But also, that must be a pretty small map. No, I like that because like Monaco as a city is really cool. But then like you go out of the city and there's like hills and shit. Your show was good. Yeah, we'll have to watch that. Remind me. I think Kimi will make mistakes this weekend. Well, I hope. Well, I've been saying it. If Kimi wins this weekend, he changes to the favorite in the championship for me. I know some people already think he's the favorite, but like, I think he got lucky in a few races this year. Well, a couple races he got lucky. A couple races George got unlucky. He has been performing well. Don't get me wrong. But I think Miami was the one where everyone's like, oh, Kimi's so much better than George. But it's like coming into Miami, I expected George to be poo. And then, yeah, I don't know. This is a driver's track, so if Kimi does better than George, yeah, it's over. Excuse me. Leclerc complained about the brakes now. Looking the full bronze Aston would look hella good in Monaco. Yeah, I don't know why they don't go full bronze. You barely even see the bronze on the Aston now. Doesn't George suck here? Yes, but also Merck just suck here. They haven't. I don't think Merck have finished top 3 here since 2020 or something. See, everyone has problems with brakes. until he stays at the pits, so we're not going to see any times here at the end. Low-key need a poo, guys. Second poo of the day. God, the one was so good. I don't think the track's warm enough for there to be any quick laps, so. Alright, the Leclerc's got one more lap in. Go on, son. Go on, son. Oh, you've got it. Stunk it up. Well, Max got a yellow. Went wide there. He's going too slow now. Who may? I don't think it's warmed up enough, so this track wasn't grippy enough. Are we facing potentially 20 years of Kimi dominance? I realized Red Bull do have the wrong logo on the graphic. They got the yellow outline, not the white. Or is that white outline? I can't tell. Nah, no one approved. Oh, I can't show yawning. Oh my god, guys. That is it for practice 3. We have got the best session of the year qualifying in 2.5 hours. If you enjoyed, be sure to follow down below. Appreciate you guys all tuning on in. But let's do a little rundown here. So Stroll and Alonso in last. Apparently they've got a gear sync issue when they go through the hairpin, so that's fun. You've got Bottas, Colapinto, Perez ahead of Colapinto, Lindblad, Albon, Lawson. So it looks like VCAL is probably still the worst car of the midfield. Then Behrman, who crashed out. Gasly is doing okay again. Sainz, Ocon, Hulkenberg, and Bortoletto. So Audi, best of the rest again. We've got Norris and Hedger behind Bortoletto. Piastri. So McLaren worst of the best teams. We've got Verstappen, Russell, Hamilton, Leclerc, and Antonelli by 3/10. So was that just an amazing lap from Antonelli? Was that decent timing? Or Mercedes actually clear Ferrari? I guess we'll find out in qualifying 2.5 hours. But man, I cannot wait. Best session of the year. You do not want to miss it. If you enjoyed, be sure to follow down below. We do watch alongs like this every single Grand Prix weekend. If you watch on YouTube right now, come join us on Twitch. We're going to be staying live. We've got F2 sprint race soon. We've got our fantasy team to do. And we've got plenty of other stuff. So come join us on Twitch. We'll just wait for this session to end though.